It is video time because I have nothing better to do. And what is this going for? As you can recall, like everyone hates the red country. Why is that important? Yeah, I'm gonna make it the color of black. Wait, let me just make it under the city layer. Okay, so we see a new alliance of what of the Ottomans. I didn't copy it. Of the Ottomans, the Aqua country, and I'm gonna call them Oman. You're now Oman. Let me just make sure. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, I thought I saw the capital group. I nearly had a heart attack. And then we see another one of like people who don't like the blue country, and it's the red team. Ukraine. And Romania. Why am I saying this? I don't know why I clapped my hands. Yeah, we're gonna see a war. Basically, the red teams have been very unstable recently. So we see a war of... Let me see how different these colours are. Yeah, you can kind of tell. Now let me just make sure... Okay. We see the blue team start to move forces into the red team, but then they call in on their alliance, which is Ukraine and Romania. Because the blue team's up against them, but Cyan team, I mean Aqua team, and who else is on? Oh yeah, and Yemen, I think, decide to join. But we actually see something. Let me just make sure. Okay, this is the right layer. We just do this. Yep, it's the right layer. We see the Greek Byzantium. We see Byzantium join the Triangle Alliance. We see the, what do you call it? We see the what? Oh yeah, wrong layer. We see them start to invade Arabia, or like Eastern Arabia, and also slowly start invading like this country. Let me just like make it a different shade. And they also start invading this country, like Yemen. They're probably not going to exist later in this episode, so it doesn't really matter. Wait. Never mind. I forgot these guys are on the same alliance. You heard nothing. Anyways, we see them start to invade up into Byzantium, actually taking a city, but they reach a really good fortified city and can't really go any further. So they start invading up into Romania, and these guys are sort of new, so they aren't very well trained. They reach here, and they start going further up, eventually taking yet another city. Eventually the Ukrainians start coming in, and these guys are mainly like agriculture, like they're all agriculture, but they're all war based, sort of. These guys are just agriculture. So we see these like armies start slowly flooding back in, eventually recapturing this area and cutting off forces in this area, but they like stay in that area. But the Ottomans like pull back a bit. Why is that? It's so that they can put a lot of their forces into Byzantium, because they are a very strong team, probably the dominant, no, second dominant in the Triangle Alliance. So knocking them out will be really good. So we see even more cities get taken, but these guys haven't really been focusing down here, causing them to get kicked out. To get invaded, having a city taken, having multiple cities get taken, like having these two and this one. Your allies getting invaded. I don't think I ever gave them a capital. I'm an idiot. For plot purposes, and so that the video is on, let's put it here. Yay! Now they're gonna have to work to get there. But also, I'm just gonna turn on the province map real quick. Have any of the provinces been properly captured? Yeah, these ones have been, and I think that's it. We see them start going into these two provinces, eventually like cutting off what? Wrong one. Oh, I was missing a pixel. Eventually these 4 cities get captured. Here's quickly. Okay. I'm just going to summon a new province real quick. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to. Anyways, after a bunch of fighting, we see that this province and a few surrounding areas decide to surrender to the, what do you call it, the red team, Arabia. And I think I forgot about the Aqua team. As they start getting pushed into, and they lose about the northern half of their like bordering county, taking one city. And they start push. Hold on. Sorry, my friend called me. And basically they just start pushing further and further in, as they don't really have, hold on, eventually they managed to cut this area off, and this whole southern area falls. But we go back to here where we see some forces coming from the, whatchamacallit, the other countries. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, the ocean. Eventually retaking these cities. Let me just turn off promises for a sec, okay. And then after a while we see the blue team start to go into here, even though it isn't really their land, and they're like, why? And it's a simple answer. We want land, but they will give back some. They decide to take some forces from here to head into this land, eventually taking this city. And then these guys can take the rest. Oh wow, I just realized I accidentally just did the province. Which is very, very cool. Because I'm dumb as a brick. So, I think they start invading back into these two provinces. Or three, I don't really know. And just aren't bothered to help these guys. Eventually, these two provinces fall, leaving them with about half a city, province, and 2 cities. So they have about 9.5 cities and their capital. 9 cities and their capital. Yeah, they realised they're probably over, so they just decided to surrender. I'm gonna colour them red for this. Anyways, now that the, this coloured Yemen, I believe, or Oman, the Southern Arabian team is just gone. They can properly start invading now. So they reconnect up with this team and start going from city to city. And then they go to here and then to here. But we see something very weird but very smart. We see Byzantium land in Africa with a sort of colony and take land up to here. Why is that? Hold on. Anyways, they start to invade into the... I think it's the Austrians. They invade into the Austrians with a lot of things and eventually take over the whole world. I'm kidding. But considering they didn't really even know that they were going to do this, they take these two Egyptian provinces and reach up to where the Suez is in real life. And they start taking the, and before that they know what's even happening. let's just say that for some reason they had a decent offensive that was about to take the capital. And let's just also say for some reason that all of them were pushed out. This completely surprises them, and they start flooding people back there, which allows the red team, I don't know what I'm going to call them, this will probably decide, and it just a large counter-offensive, eventually taking like these cities and like just some northern provinces. They take these two, and then like this whole eastern clump. And eventually the blue team realizes that they're probably not going to win, so they decide to sue for peace. Let me just quickly recolor everything. I think the only nation that didn't have anything really happen to them was Ukraine. Pretty sure all of this is like Aqua Country. And this is like red team. Okay, the first thing is the red team gets this province and like the provinces surrounding it from the from the Aqua Country. So they just take all of the southern Aqua team. This is hard to do. Okay, so they get all of this. That took a long time. And they get this, like, northern area. They get this northern section, which isn't really any provinces. So, what do? They compensate. They just make new provinces. And they decide to unite some provinces. Like, they unite these 3, I think. Yeah, 3. Hooray, I know how to count. Look at me. And then they also decide to unite this province. From over here, what are they called again? Why do I keep nearly saying the Austrians? The Ottomans have to release a Turkish state. Which has all of this area, and like the previous one, we're seeing some new states. And we see a new like thrice area. Let me erase a few borders, like this one. I think that looks a bit better, and the blue team already looks kind of good. Oh yeah, let me just... And the rest of these islands can become Byzantium. But we do see the Byzantium getting the northern provinces of Thrace. And by northern provinces, I mean the only other province beside the only province that doesn't have seas, which is one of two. We then see the red team take over. I'm gonna draw something and then just see how it looks. This is the wrong red. Luckily I haven't been doing that for too long, I'm pretty sure. Let me just make sure. Yep. And you know what they say, if there's a problem, ignore it and make more provinces. So province, 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 rock prince. Okay, that looks good. Let me just erase a few things, like this eastern section, no west. And I'm going to unite it with this one. Also, I'm going to really feel bad if I do not remove this part, so... Okay, it's all one red now. Let me just quickly turn off... okay. Okay. Red team, red team. even though they lost the war, we do see that the blue team does get one province, and that is the province that had the pink team's capital. Speaking of the pink team's capital, I am going to zoom out, zoom back in a bit so that I can let's head up to here. What the hell happened? Okay, I'm just gonna go Control C, delete, and Control V, and here and here. And I'd say that's good. But with the War of the Ancients, I'm gonna call it that. I don't know why I called it that. I just like how it sounds. Also, these two never really wanted to leave, but they were happy with independence. After the Great War, the War of the Ancients, we see some areas want independence from the losing nations. One of them, Egypt. Another is Sinai. Cyprus wants independence. Crete, for some reason, wants independence, but I don't get it. And they're just like, okay. Oh yeah, another thing is that this area is given back to the Aqua team. So they lose about 20 cities, but gain 5. I said that's a good trade. And we see one more new nation. Made of like just 2 of these. And it is like a behemoth of a nation. First one is Syria. That's not really a behemoth of a nation. But trust me on this. Okay, so that's the northern border. Oh yeah, let me do the southern. This, I don't like how long this takes. I wish that you could like temporary merge layers just so that you could like color stuff in easier. Okay, let me just see if it's where I think it is. It is where I think it is. Come on, please. Damn it. Oh, I am missing that one pixel. Okay, we now have Syria. Now you might be thinking that, why is there now an enclave or exclave? Or why is there a separated piece? That's not going to stay looting territory or Ottoman Empire territory. See the absolute behemoth of a state be created. What is that state or country? Kurdistan. It is an absolute behemoth. Well, not really a behemoth, but it's a big country. So now if we look at the map, you'll see we have Sicily, the Byzantium, Romania, Ukraine, Thrace, Turkey, Kurdistan, Cyprus, and I said Sicily, Sinai, and Egypt, Kurdistan, Cyprus, I don't know if I said that, Iraq, Arabia, Caspia, Iran, and the dying man of Europe, also active, I don't know if I said that, and the dying man of the ancients, what are you called again? I forgot what I named you. Oh yeah, the Ottomans, that's what they're called. Because I don't want this whole video to be that one war, we are going to do a bit of exploring. First thing, we see the exploration and discovery of these two. Eventually we go further up, we know about more of Italy, and eventually a majority of the Italian peninsula is known about. Actually, no, all of the Italian peninsula. Also, let me just show you what they think the world is, what the world looks like. What the hell, I did not mean to do that. Okay, I think they think it looks probably something like this. So I don't know about Japan or Russia. This is what they think the world could possibly be. And like nothing. Oh yes, apparently there is everything else. Eventually they send like 1 billion people out here and discover the entire ocean and the entire world. With the exception of most of New Zealand. Yeah, okay. Sorry. We see more exploration. I actually see a few new countries get set up. I'm gonna need more colours. The first one is Croatia. No, Montenegro, I think. Wait, no, because, like, Turkey? I think... No, it is Montenegro. Oh, yeah, let me just also get rid of this. Let me just add this real quick, and add this. Okay, that's done. We see a Sardinian and a Corsican country. We see... What do we see? Hold on, let me just quickly say the new nations. Egypt, Sinai, Iraq, no, Syria, Kurdistan, Turkey, Thrace, Cyprus, Sardinia, Corsica, and yeah, so that is like 10 new nations. Jesus God. That's like doubling the amount, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyways, we see like a... We see Hungary get formed. I think this is Hungary. It's a bit... Let me just do the borders real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Hungary. And we see one more nation before I'm going to end this video. Actually, no, a few more. We see the Vatican get formed. This is definitely not so that I can just... Yes. The Vatican is here. The Pope has been... himself has been transported here. Actually, I'm going to say that we see a bit more exploration. Where we see some exploration up here. Around Ukraine. In Africa we see some still along the coast, but up to here. You still see some going down the Nile. Also, I'm pretty sure that the Nile is something like this. I'm not sure. It's either that or it stands like here. See a bit more. We see this lake discovered. I'm pretty sure this is a lake. We see some... China is like this, then there's the tip of Mongolia. Yeah, I'm 90% sure this is still maybe Kazakhstan. One of the stands. And... up by this lake we see Kazakhstan get formed. I'm probably going to forget half these names tomorrow. Or whenever the next time I record. But oh well. This is the end of the video because I have nothing else to do. Let me just... Okay, goodbye now.